Do you have to sell a lead product to somebody if they are ready and anxious to buy your full services? I get this question all the time. For a little context, if you don't know, I teach all small creative agencies how to sell a lead product in replacement of a proposal as the first step to working with you. So instead of writing a free proposal and pitching for work, you sell them a small, low-priced lead product that allows you to evaluate their business and give them a strategy. It's kind of like a discovery session, but we don't use the word discovery. We don't use the word strategy. Those are four-letter words in the creative industry as it pertains to clients. But we sell them this small thing so that it's much easier to upsell them. And I often get clients when I'm coaching them on this process where once in a while a client will just come to them and they're like ready to buy the branding project and the website project. This last one I'm thinking of, this was a $10,000 project. So a client came to them ready to pay $10,000 and they said to me, Pia, do I have to sell them the lead product? And I laugh because first of all, you don't have to do anything, right? I'm telling you that this is a better strategy, and I wanted to share today why. Because I know that when you have somebody who is champing at the bit to hire you, especially for $10,000, $15,000, it might be really hard for you to say, no, I can't take on your project yet. You have to buy this lead product first, which is maybe $500 or $1,000 or $1,500. Here's why it works even better when they're ready to buy it from you. Now, for a little bit of context, I won't let anybody hire us for a brand up. And I have clients coming to me who are ready to pay $30,000 to hire us for their branding. And I say, you must do the brand shrink first. Here's why. Clients have a certain idea of what they want. And when they come to you and they pick out the project that is appropriate for them, it is completely based on what they think they need. And while we want to give clients what they think they need, we also need to give them what we know they need in order to achieve their goals. And the reason that I believe so many creative agencies struggle to keep projects in scope, for one, struggle with a lot of things. Keeping projects in scope is a major sticking point for people. It makes projects go on forever. It makes them hard to finish. It makes them very unprofitable. The reason that this often happens is because the client comes in and says they need one thing. The creative agency writes them a proposal for that thing. Then the project begins, and then all these other things come out of the woodwork that they need. And all of a sudden, the project starts to grow in all these different ways, and the creative agency is trying to add on hours maybe, or they're trying to add on dollars to pay for this, but they're not accounting for not just the extra work, but the extra time it's taking to figure out how to incorporate that work into this project. These become Frankenstein projects, and they can get unwieldy and very time consuming very quickly. So just one of the reasons that I think it is critical to do this lead product first is because the lead product allows you to take control of that ship a little bit. And it allows you to say, okay, I understand that you think you need a logo and a website and business cards, but let me hear a little bit more about your business and what you're really trying to do here. And more often than not, when you do a lead product properly, and there's a whole system of how to do a lead product so that you get this result, you'll actually find out that the project either has whole components that you weren't aware of and they were going to come up later, or you'll find out that there are some nuances to that project that the client wasn't able to communicate. So that's one. By sussing this out in the beginning, you're going to have a much clearer picture of what this project needs to be, and then it can just be that project instead of starting as one thing and kind of morphing into this other thing, which is very unprofitable. So that's the first thing. Keeps it profitable by keeping the scope of the project really tight from the beginning. The second thing is that when you're doing a lead product, you are positioning yourself as more of the expert. So when you write a proposal for somebody, you are really in the defense position. So a client is saying, I need this, and you're giving them whatever they want. When you say to a client, I'd love to do that project for you, but first, my process is that I interview you to get the lay of the land and to understand what you really need to make sure that this project is perfectly aligned with getting you to your goals. Because that's what we care about, right? Nobody needs a website. They have a goal, and that's why they want a website. A lot of times I'll ask somebody, you want a website? Why? Because my website's old. I'm like, that's not a reason. Why do you really want a website? Because you need more clients? Because your clients aren't closing? Because you want to charge more money? These are reasons. These are problems that need solving. I need a website because I think my website is old is a terrible reason to rebrand and get a website. Usually an old website will come with those challenges, but we can talk about that in another video. But as I was saying, doing a lead product first, even when they're ready to hire you, is going to give you more of the power to lead the discussion, to lead the project, and it's going to position you as an expert in the mind of that client. And what that will do is set you up for a more successful project, because one of the key principles of running a no BS agency, one where it's very profitable, the process is very tight, clients follow your lead so they don't become the reason that projects will grow and get out of scope and become unprofitable. This is all based on the client trusting you and following your leadership. And starting with a lead product is one of the best ways to create that dynamic and that relationship. And finally, putting those two things together. If the project needs to be bigger and you're leading the way and you've built that trust with a client during that lead product process, the client will be more open to and excited to actually pay you more for a bigger project. So what I often see when I show people how to implement the lead product method instead of the proposal method is that you actually end up with higher ticket, bigger projects. And not just because you want to gouge the client, but because it's actually what they need. And it's what you need to get paid to give them what they need. In the end, a couple of $1,000s for a client is chump change when it comes to what they're actually looking to get. If you can help a client increase their price by 20, 30%, 50%, if you can help a client just close one more customer or 10 more customers or 50 more customers, it is almost priceless. So when you are able to truly understand the lay of the land of their situation, what their goals are, what their challenges are, and then say, look, this is actually what you need. And even though you came to me and you said you needed a logo and a website and you're ready to pay $10,000, what you really need is a logo and a website and this other piece of it, copy, strategy, marketing materials, whatever it is. This is what's going to get you to your goal, and that's $15,000 or that's $20,000. But you're actually going to achieve your goal with this, whereas this is just going to get you a nice website. I've seen it over and over and over again. Clients are happy to say yes, and now you've just doubled the price of your project. So that's why you do a lead product, even if a client is trying to force a check in your face. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. It's addictive though. I promise. I've done this so many times over the last few years. So many times. And actually, a bonus of doing this is that when a client is ready to pay you and you say no, and you say, actually, you're going to do this first. This is how we're going to get you your best result. Oh, they respect you so much more because everyone else in the world will just take the money and do the project, even if it's not the best project. And talk about sitting in your authority and expertise. That is one of the best ways. And we're not faking it, right? We're doing this because it is going to give you the ability to give them the best results. And that is also at the core of building a no BS agency. We're not trying to rush through these things. We're actually trying to get the best value for our clients. So obviously this is something I teach in the No BS Agency Mastery program. It is so core to running a small, profitable, creative agency. You can do it if you're just one person. It works like magic. I've seen it over and over again. People start selling lead products and then upselling to their highest paying clients because of the experience in the lead products. Don't skip that step. Let's talk.